I'm Jason Taylor from SSW TV, and I'm here today with Niall Merrigan. Welcome.
Hi, great to be here.
Good to see you. I've just attended your presentation, and I was wondering if you could give us an overview.
Oh, right. So I did the Where Did You Find That talk? It's a talk designed to show you what you can find that is connected to the internet that really shouldn't be connected. It's like shows things like factories, baby cameras, cool automation systems, home automation systems, industrial systems, and even at the end a crematorium. So it's a very much an idea of like, well, why are we doing this? Where are we making mistakes? Why is this all still available online, and the tools you can use to find this?
Yeah. What Niall showed us was some pretty scary stuff, and the key takeaway that I took from that is that when I get home, I'm going to switch off my internet.
It's Australia, you probably just don't have it that often.
It's done
anyway. By wallabies, it goes very slow in jumps.
So there are a lot of risks out there, and it's crazy, and it does get dark, as you showed.
Yeah.
What can we do?
This is the thing. One of the problems is like, okay, from a developer standpoint, protect your the assets and protect the people you're selling your software to. Remember that you are kind of in charge of people's personal data. You've got a duty of care. Unfortunately, devs are kind of still going, oh, I'm just writing a login, I'm just writing a data collection system, simple CRUD. They're not kind of going, oh, you know what, I really should be just kind of thinking, okay, what happens if this gets leaked, if someone gets into this system, how can I protect my customers that way? We're also kind of making kind of lazy security choices. Okay, you know what, they can have a password if they want, rather than they must have a password.
Yeah.
Like, I can't understand why we don't have 2FA enabled on nearly every single system by default.
Yeah.
If you can support 2FA, just enable it, because the customers that you want are going to be the high-end ones who are going to have that enabled by default. Zuckerberg got hacked because he had a like it was crazy.
Yeah.
And from a consumer point of view, and this is the more difficult one, because we accept that our consumers are not as technical as we are.
That's right.
How do we make it easy for them to kind of spot when something's going wrong? So if you've got an internet-connected device and you're using UKNP, Universal Plug and Play, to automatically connect your systems out, what you should be doing is like, okay, check at home, go into your router every so often, see what devices are connected and what's connecting out. Because I don't know, like, this is a question I ask a lot of my audiences. How many of you have upgraded your firmware and your devices? How many of you checked how many devices are connected to you? Because we don't. It's a thing in the black box. It's sitting in the corner. Lots of aerials, and it's the magic internet box.
Yeah.
That's
it. And if you're talking to someone like your parents, they're never going to check it.
They won't. They won't.
They're just looking for that green light.
Yeah, exactly. And you've hit a nail on the head. Okay, you and I, we're technical people.
Yeah.
So when I want to go home and I want to check my router, I won't have the default admin password.
Yeah.
It'll be some random thing sitting inside my LastPass, for example. And I'll be there going, okay, and I'll connect, and I'll do a routine hygiene check. I have a thing where I kind of routinely, like about once a month, reboot the router, just to kind of clean everything out. I do it late at night. It's not for any stability purposes, just like if there's anything connected, it'll get done. But I also kind of export logs as well, just for analysis.
Okay.
But you can also do segregation. So a guest network for home and a protected. I generally put everything I don't trust on the guest network.
Okay.
Everything like kids' phones. Parents' phones, parents' other devices, anything else. The internal one is like my wife's computer, my computer, and my wife's phone, my phone. Everything else is sitting on the guest network, because then it's there's isolation between our internal assets.
Okay,
so,
fantastic.
And also that password rotates every so often as well. So it's a very simple thing. If you've got a guest network, use it for all the kind of screwy little devices like your bulbs and other different IoT devices.
Yeah, and that means they can't get into your internal network. So you've got that really good segregation.
Yeah, and it's a very simple. It's not foolproof, but it does help a lot.
And that's something that you can tell someone like your parents. You can say, look, let people connect to this. Don't let them connect to your other network.
This one is you can leave it open, or you can leave it a password, whatever you want. But make sure it's you can make sure if it's just that's how it's going to go.
Yeah. Okay. Fantastic. So, as developers, what are some of the things that we can do to improve our practices?
Oh yeah, the thing. One of the things I think we do a lot of is we are very kind of, it works on my machine, don't touch it. It's like, I've got this and I haven't security tested it. If you're web devs, run your systems through something like Nikto or Arachne or any of the different web attack fuzzers.
Okay.
Right? Check to see, one of the things I like to show devs is that, you know, if you proxy your traffic through Fiddler, and all on, like for example your phone, see what it's actually doing. You know, and sorry, I had to laugh. The person just clasped back at you. The cameraman's just like, I don't know. So that's there. Look, listen, that's a really good security paradigm. We've got a hole right here, and they're just like everyone else is like, we've boundaries across, and just this person just
it's totally being exploited.
So we've just had an exploit. Look, there's your security. It sucks. If the camera guy can show what we just did, it's like there's the exploit. You know, look, that's the gap.
Nice.
Hey, you got to turn it all around. But you know, developers are not actually actively engaging and breaking their stuff. They generally just go, it works. I'm happy. Let's not do anything with it.
That's it.
I teach people like, okay, run your software through Fiddler or some other proxy and see what it's doing. I do this on other systems as well. Like Pokemon Go is really popular right now, and people are building bots by just having proxied all the traffic and checking what it does, and then repeating the API calls. And then they're getting like all the bigger, different Pokemon. And that, like, you know, if you're a dev, that's a really cool. I just hacked something. It's not a real hack, but it does really well for, you know, showing you how someone can exploit it against how you would have designed it. You know, I do think that developers need to be a bit more security minded, a bit more black in their kind of looking at things, and less of the I just solved a problem. It's now, did I really? Now what could someone do with this? So you should also have, like, if you've got security practices or you don't have good security practices built in, start building them in as early as possible. Normally what happens is, we did a pen test. It's like, that's good. And we go, would we do it often? So, okay, how often is often? He goes, every 3 months. I said, dude, if you went to the toilet every 3 months, would you consider yourself regular? He goes, There you go. With every feature, roll out and security test it. Do blitz it. Do it as hard as possible. Break it with a hammer. You know.
Okay.
So
fantastic.
you know you want to be kind of thinking aggressively. Now, other people have this walled garden concept. Like once we're inside an internal network, inside the corporate net, we are safe. I've seen this a lot. And I said, okay, do you know how hard it is to break into a corporate network? Wander into a meeting room, plug in the RJ45 cable, and I'm sitting on your corporate LAN, and then I run a sniffer and I spot all the usernames and passwords going back and forth, and I log the sniffer.
That's it.
You know. So you got to think it's not. It's a complex subject. And you have to be a bit of the kind of the crazy and like dark side of things, but it is exceptionally cool to work in it, and for your devs to kind of just, if they can help themselves, let's like read up a little bit, just kind of see what the type of different attacks, and don't end up in the OWASP top 10.
No,
that's a very simple way of fixing it.
Keep up to date with that. You're doing a lot better. And the thing that rang true for me in your talk was that those people who are trying to attack your system, they only have to find one exploit.
That's it.
Whereas you've got to find them all, you've got to fix them all, but they only have to find one. So if you're doing nothing, it's basically, it's an open exploit.
Yeah, exactly.
They're good to go.
And the thing is, you know that humans are very good at finding paths of convenience. Like developers and UX guys are very good at this as well. So UX guys will say, okay, here's how we expect our client to go through something. And the client will find a different way because it makes more sense for them. You're like, okay, we should build that as the normal one. The other then is that like developers will kind of see and go, oh yeah, that is maybe a bug. Is it going to be that exploitable? Yeah, no. And then someone will like me twiddle it a little bit. You've got to be careful. It's difficult. You know?
That's it. Well, we talked a lot about the potential attack vector from humans, but I think worth noting is that by 2020, there's going to be 50 billion IoT devices on the net. Do you think that it's more likely that these devices are going to become self-aware and start to take over the planet completely?
Okay.
It's Judgment Day.
Judgment Day. Oh God, it will always happen. To be honest, given the code I've seen in some developers' hands, no.
It's not going to happen. It's not.
If it is, it'll have mutated and it'll be like that thing of like, just put me back in, I'm not done. The other, I think the thing you've got to worry about is I'm more worried about the fact that there's 50 billion IoT devices And if everyone is saying that those devices cost $1, someone's looking to make 50 billion. And they're going to say, how quickly can I get a slice of that pie? And they're there thinking, okay, if I'm first, I'm getting into the brand market first, I'm going to be the first person that gets it. Everyone's going to identify me as the kind of thing they want to buy, and then I'll fix the bugs and security holes afterwards. Security starts early. It doesn't start late. And it's like, you know, I always say that, like, if you've got kids, do you house-proof the child, or do you child-proof the house? And I generally would house-proof the child. In other words, so they're wandering around. I don't have to change much, but they're more aware and they grow up better with the kind of knowledge. Versus like, oh look, we put fluffy corners on all the sides on sides of the table. But the other disadvantage is you get other kids who are not done like that, they're going to hurt themselves. So it is very kind of, I think that the manufacturers and the developers are too busy trying to get up there being first and not taking their kind of responsibilities as seriously.
And that's something we need to be aware of when we jump on the bandwagon with the latest and greatest.
Exactly, and like, you know, we're geeks, we're nerds, we love, ooh, shiny!
Of course,
I'm going to have this, I must have this. It's like, and then you're going, uh-oh.
Okay, fantastic. No, it was great to chat to you today.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming with us.
Thank you very much. Have a great one.
Hey everybody, it's me, Scott Hanselman, here with Adam Kogan at NDC Sydney. We're hanging out. It's SSW Video. How are you, sir? That's how you do an intro. No, go ahead. I'll be right here, please.